Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I thought I would just sit down with you guys for a minute and talk to you a little bit about some downloads that I've been receiving, or like messages that I've been receiving that I felt compelled to share. You may notice that like the environment's a little bit different. I don't have my dreads in right now. It's just been a time of like resetting in like multiple different ways. Resetting like my energy, resetting like in a sense of like starting over or rebooting, as well as like resetting my environment or like putting myself in a new space. So you can see the painting that I'm working on behind me, and there will be more to come about that, but I do invite you to let me know if you feel anything when you look at that. Let me know. Today though, I just want to get on here real quick and talk to you guys a little bit about a message from Nimue, or the Lady of the Lake, that keeps coming in over and over again, which is part of why I felt compelled to share. So this is very like impromptu, very impulsive kind of video here for you guys. But this is coming in with this Five of Cups energy. And I feel like you guys, a lot of the times the Five of Cups is looked at as more of like a negative card, or a sticky card, or like a card that maybe we want to try to avoid, or that we're scared of, or that like brings up fear. And it doesn't always have to be like that. But what I'm really picking up on here with this energy of Nimue and the Lady of the Lake, and the message that she's conveying, is that we can't control the water, right? We can't control the tide. We can't control our feelings, our emotions. We can't control what we feel, when we feel, how we feel it. But what we can control is the container of that water. Like, we can't manipulate water to maintain a particular shape or space, but we can create an environment or a container for it. And I feel like that's super important, because when we talk about manifesting, when we talk about creating the life that we want, a lot of the times I hear people kind of talk about, and I've talked about myself because it is an aspect of manifesting, we talk about feeling the way that we want to feel once we've achieved our manifestation, or feeling the way that we would feel once we've reached our manifestation, or once we are living the life that we want, or once we are as abundant as we want to be, or once we are, in a relationship with our true love, or whatever it might be for you. There's like a lot of almost preachiness about finding that emotional state, which is very difficult, especially if it's something you've never felt before, to kind of enter into that emotional space and maintain that emotional space when it's something we've never experienced. But what Nimue came through and said is, you can't control the water, but you can control the container. You can control the environment. So if your manifestations aren't coming through, or if you're just not feeling high vibe, or if you're feeling very fatigued or depleted or depressed even, take a look at your surroundings. Take a look at the environment that you are staying in, as well as like your body. Because our body, holds our emotional state. Our body holds, our mental state, our emotional state. Everything's kind of all contained within the physical self. And I feel like for some of us, this message has to do with like really learning how to be in control of self, learning how to be in control of our body, learning how to tune into our body, because a lot of the times I find, especially with people who have experienced a lot of abandonment or trauma, or more difficult kind of relationships or anything like that, tend to kind of like live separately from the body, or disassociate, or even neglect the self as has been done to them. So that message is coming through here, and there's a kind of conjoining message to that, to transmute things that you may be holding on to, or things that you may be like filling your container with that need to be released, that we no longer need. So there's this energy of resetting, of detoxifying, of letting go of old emotional patterns, especially if we are using those like emotions or those experiences that created these emotions that we're stuck in as a reason why we can't do something, or as a reason why we can't achieve something, or as a reason why we are the way we are. So there's a very, very strong message here of like really learning how we are embodying our emotions, how we are embodying our thoughts, and paying attention to the things that trigger certain emotional patterns or thought patterns or cycles, especially if we're trying to transmute, or we're trying to transition, or trying to transform into something else or out of something. There's a need to recognize the container and the impact or the effect that that container has on the emotions or the thought patterns that we're trying to change. I hope that makes sense for you. But I do want to pull an oracle message from Nimue. So let me go ahead and grab my cards here. And let's pull a message from Nimue, from the Lady of the Lake, and see what advice does she have for anybody who tuned into this video. This message is for you, and it may not make sense right now, but it will. It will unfold. It will make sense. It will bring some sort of deeper understanding. I feel like there is a need to like tune into these subconscious emotional states that we kind of live in autopilot, because that also kind of dictates the container that we put ourselves in, right? So for example, this is the example that's coming through here. It's like if we are constantly living in a state of escapism, we're going to be in environments that allow us to escape, or that we need to escape from. If we're constantly living in fear, we're going to be in an environment or a container that either creates fear or causes us to fear something or live in fear in some way. Like we subconsciously put ourselves in environments and in containers and in spaces that reinforce our beliefs, and our belief system really comes through our emotional body. So I feel like Nimue really came through here and said there's a need to really get in tune with what it is you do believe in. Do you believe that you don't deserve love? Do you believe that you are never going to accomplish anything more? Do you believe that you're never going to bring in more abundance, or that you're never going to achieve those dreams, even subconsciously? Because if that is your true core belief, and you're trying to manifest more money, but at the core of you just don't believe that you're worthy, or you don't believe that you're capable, or you don't believe that you can do it because of your past, or because of your ancestral lineage, or because people from this town just don't ever accomplish things like that and it's out of my reach. If that's your true core belief, then you're going to subconsciously keep yourself in a container that reinforces that belief system. So if you're having a hard time manifesting, maybe putting yourself in new containers or environments or kind of energies will help you recognize those true core beliefs that need to be transmuted in order to come into the new belief system that will help you achieve your goals and your manifestations. I hope that made sense for you. But let's take a look at this card. I do ask you guys, if this is resonating with you, please hit that like button. A little bit of energetic exchange, but let's go ahead here. So Nimue says, let it rain, allowing what is, inevitability, and trust. So stop trying to force the water to become the shape that you want it to become, and become the shape of the container that can hold the water that you are desiring. I know that was very metaphorical, but I hope that makes sense for you. Like, let it rain. Let the water be the water. Let yourself feel what you feel, believe what you believe, but transform the container and the environment and the spaces that you put yourself in, and trust that it will have an impact on the water. It will have an impact on what you are holding within you and how you move from what's within you. Okay? The bottom of the deck is the Isle to Avalon. How perfect for this message from Nimue, from this message from the Lady of the Lake here, right? She was a high priestess of Avalon, healing, returning to wholeness and transformation. So in order to transform, we have to change the container. We have to change what we're holding space for, what we're putting ourselves in, really become aware of the environments and the containers that we're utilizing to reinforce the belief systems that are keeping us from our manifestations instead of propelling us towards them. I truly, truly hope this makes sense for you guys, and I really want you to know that I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of in this space where you are about to achieve very great things or very big things for you in your life, whatever that means. And there's a need to keep going, okay? Don't get discouraged is a big message coming through here. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't give up because of this idea of like, well, everything that I've done isn't working. It is working, but there's something here deeper, some deeper belief system that you're needing to recognize by putting yourself, you know, in different containers, in different environments, different spaces, different energies. So that you're able to recognize how you've been reinforcing this belief system that's blocking your manifestation. I really hope that makes sense for you, but that is the message that I'm receiving. I do want to keep this kind of short and sweet for you. Again, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this message, if it resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss out when I post future videos. Let me know what this makes you feel or makes you think. There will be more to come on this painting, just so you know. So again, subscribe if that's something you're interested in. And I thank you so much for joining me here. I'm sending you guys so many blessings, so much love, and I will see you soon. Bye.